Hello students, how are you all? Welcome to AffairsCloud, Learn to Lead. My name is Vikas Rana. So students, we have an app by the name AffairsCloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. This application is a one-stop solution for all the students who are preparing for government exams. This application is valid just for the Android users. Once you have downloaded the application, you can go and log in through your Gmail ID, and once you have logged in, you will be moved on to this page where you can see the various courses that are offered by us. To avail this course, you can use a code that is crack10 to get an additional 10% discount on the purchase you make. If we talk about the course, why this course is so important, how you will be benefiting through this course. If you see, we provide current affairs on the daily basis, on weekly basis, as well as monthly basis. On daily basis, we will be providing you with PDFs of the content of that particular day. Apart from this, you will be getting a quiz on your application that will be of 20 questions quiz on daily basis that will help you in boosting your preparation. Apart from that, on weekly, you will be getting a 50 questions quiz for your preparation, as well as if you see, you will also get a PDF that will contain all the important compiled news, current affairs of that particular week. And similarly, for monthly, you will be getting a top 100 questions PDF of that whole month. That is very important PDF and will be covering the most important news of that particular month. Alright, apart from this, we also cover banking awareness. All the banking aspirants, those who are preparing for bank exams, will absolutely love our course because we cover almost 99.99% of the syllabus of your bank exams. Here you will see we will also provide with quizzes as well as the PDFs. Apart from this, if you see the topic wise, for example, there are multiple questions that are related to obituary, important days, who won which event, who was awarded with which award. So all these topics that are related to your GS also or GK, such as apps and web portals, these are the current affairs that are important days, your books and authors, the new applications that were launched, new government schemes that were launched by the government, or your international affairs or your national affairs. All these topics, there are 20 such topics of which we are providing the PDF, as well as we teach on YouTube, where you can go and check our channel and you will be surprised that the content that we are providing is absolutely amazing. Alright, so this will be helping you to boost your preparation in the long term. This YouTube channel, you can go and subscribe to our channel, that is your AffairsCloud, that will help you for your revision purpose also. Apart from this, we cover the state current affairs also. Here you can see the current affairs and all these content that we provide you that are bilingual. That means we provide you in English as well as both in Hindi also. Alright, so all the students who are from the Hindi language will also be benefited through our course. Also friends, you can purchase our course for 2 years. Alright, also for 1 year. If the students have exam or they are planning for the long term and they want to study for 2 years and they are expecting to give exam after 1 year, then they can opt for 2 years. As well as if the student is planning to give exam next year, then they can go for the 1 year course also. So these are the two types of courses that are available by us. In the end friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue. Hello friends, how are you all? So friends, in this video we will be discussing important current affairs of the third week of June. The session will be very important and I want you all to pay attention to this video because this will be a compiled session of all the important current affairs of the third week of June. Alright friends, apart from this, I want you to all revise the one-liner current affairs that you have been making for the past week, because once you have revised all those current affairs, then after that, when you will be watching this video, it will be a very helpful revision video for all of the students. Alright, so I suggest you all, and I say it is a mandatory process. Before watching my video, I'll request and I say that you have to, I focus on the word that you have to revise all the one-liner current affairs and the notes that you have been making. Apart from this, friends, you can follow me on Instagram. My Insta handle is Vikas_RRANA for all the doubts and queries you have related to your government exams. So friends, before moving on to the MCQ part, let's discuss some important one-liners. First, tell me Quad. We know Quad countries. Which are the Quad countries? India, Japan, US and Australia. They conducted a meeting recently, and which was the country that hosted it? It was hosted by Tokyo, Japan. They conduct exercise, that is Malabar exercise, that you have to know. Similarly, there is an AUKUS, Australia, UK and United States of America. It is a trilateral organization. Alright. Then apart from this, if asked which is the first country to participate into the NATO summit recently, it is your Japan. Japan for the first time will be participating into the NATO summit. Then next, Israel along with which state of, or let me say Israel along with Haryana government, they have signed a joint declaration to be working on the water corporation. That means they together will be working on the water corporation, Israel and Haryana government. Alright, then we saw that China has launched a third aircraft carrier. What is the name of this third aircraft carrier? It is Fujian. It is Fujian. Then remember, Pakistan will still remain on the FATF's grey list. There is no change on it. Next, who became the largest importer of Indian broken rice? Indian broken rice. Who is the largest importer of Indian broken rice? It is your China. Then tell me, China's president will host 14th BRICS summit. Where it will be hosted? It will be hosted in Beijing. It will be hosted in Beijing. Then the 12th Ministerial Conference on WTO. Where was it held? It was held in Geneva. Then apart from this, tell me, recently Apollo Hospital signed an agreement with Imperial Hospital of Bangladesh. Then Australia is also providing financial help to Sri Lanka of worth 50 million US dollars. Alright, next if I ask you, tell me, let's discuss some important days now for this particular time period. Tell me, when do we observe the Sustainable Gastronomy Day? Or say for example, first of all tell me, on 16th of June, what do we observe? International Day of Family Remittances. And India is the largest remittance for the year 2021. That also you have to remember. Then on 17th of June, we observe World Day to combat desertification and drought. 18th of June is observed as Autistics Pride Day. 18th of June is also observed as Sustainable Gastronomy Day. Then 18th of June is also observed as International Picnic Day. Alright, you go on picnic, that is International Picnic Day. Then International Day for Countering Hate Speech is also observed on 18th of June. 19th of June is observed as Father's Day. Father's Day. Then an important one, 21st of June. What do we observe on 21st of June? It is your International Yoga Day. So these are some of the important days that I want you to remember before moving on to the MCQ part. These are some current affairs that are important, and just you have to go through them because there is a high chance of being asked them. Let's move to the MCQ part now. First question, friends. The first question is, you have to name the state that recently became the first Indian state that has approved the drone policy and public use of drones. It is your Himachal Pradesh. Alright, Himachal Pradesh became the first state to approve drone use. Then you have to remember Uttarakhand. It became the first state that approved the use of drones in the healthcare sector. If we are talking about drone, tell me, where was the first drone mela held? First drone mela was held at Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh. Then biggest drone mela, it was held recently. Where was it? Biggest drone festival or mela, these are the same thing. Where was this biggest drone festival? It was in New Delhi, and it was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Also, you have to remember that India have banned the import of drones from different countries. Only for research and development purposes drones are available for import. Next question. Name the country that recently signed the first Arab FTA, that is your free trade agreement. So you have to name the country that signed the first Arab free trade agreement with the United Arab Emirates. Which is this country? It is your Israel. It is your Israel. Israel has Iron Beam. Alright, Iron Dome, that is a missile defense system. Then Israel was the country that was developing 150 villages of excellence in India. If we are talking about excellence, remember, Center of Excellence for Khadi was set up in New Delhi. Coming back to the question that the country that is your Israel has signed or became the first Arab country to sign a free trade agreement with United Arab Emirates. And if we are talking about UAE, you have to remember, if we are talking about UAE, it was the country that was added into the grey list of FATF, and first IIT outside India will be developed in UAE. Alright, next, when was the Global Wind Day 2022 observed across the globe? So remember, Global Wind Day was observed on 15th of June 2022. Alright, also remember there was a recent report that stated that if we want to achieve the net zero target of 2050, that is to reduce carbon from the atmosphere and to make it carbon neutral by 2050, we need to make the wind energy, that is your wind energy investment by 4 times, that we have to quadruple it, that is 4 times by that the amount we are investing in the energy sector in the windmills should be 4 times the investment we are doing at this current time in order to meet the need or meet the aim of net zero carbon by 2050. So the correct option for Global Wind Day is 15th June 2022. Apart from this, remember there was a project started by, that was a combined project for wind as well as solar energy generation. This plant was set up by whom? It is a first of its kind plant. It was set up by Adani Green Energy Limited. Next, as per the International Institute for Management Development's annual 34th World Competitiveness Index 2022 that was released in June, India secured what rank? So indirectly the question is simple and easy, that what is the rank of India in the 34th World Competitiveness Index? What is the rank of India? India stood at 37th position, and the country that topped in this particular index, that is the first position, was of Denmark. The world competitiveness ranking is released by IMD Business School in Switzerland and Singapore. Alright, and the rank of India here was 37th, and the country that topped here, it was Denmark, and this data was released among 63 economies, that is 63 countries. So the correct option here becomes India stood at second position and first was Denmark. Next, according to Coursera, what is Coursera? It is also an edtech company. It is an education platform where you can see and receive various certified courses. So recently, according to Coursera's Global Skill Report of 2022, it is released by Coursera. What was the rank of India in this Global Skill Report globally? What was the rank of India? India stood at 68th position, and now it is saying the country that topped for the second consecutive year in the overall proficiency was your Switzerland. So India stood at 68th position in the Global Skill Report that is released by Coursera, and the country that stood at the first position for the second consecutive time in overall skill proficiency is your Switzerland. Alright, next. And that too, if we are talking about India, remember in India too, West Bengal state ranked number 1, followed by Karnataka was at rank 4 in technology and number 6 in data science, and Andhra Pradesh was among the top 3 performing states with high proficiency in business and technology skills. Next, Prithvi 2. It is a dash missile with a 250 km extended range that was observed by DRDO. So multiple questions from this particular news. That first of all, tell me Prithvi 2. Prithvi 2 is a missile of which country? It is of India. Second question, what kind of missile is it? It is a short range ballistic missile. I repeat, Prithvi 2 is a short range ballistic missile. Prithvi 2 was recently tested from which state? It was recently tested from Odisha. Next question, it was recently developed and tested by which organization? It was tested by DRDO. And what is the extended range? It is 250 plus kilometer. And here we are talking about Prithvi 2. Also remember the short form of short range blasting missile, you have to remember SRBM. In option it will be mentioned, it can be mentioned, so you have to remember. Next thing can be asked is it a surface to surface missile, is it a surface to air missile, or air to air missile? So you have to remember it is a surface to surface missile. Next, Bakula Rinpoche Nuang Lobsang Tubstan was recognized by 13th Dalai Lama as the reincarnation of Bakula Arha. In which year did he receive Padma Bhushan Award? Simple and direct question. So remember, 19th Bakula Rinpoche Nuang Lobsang Tubstan was recognized as the 13th Dalai Lama incarnation of Bakula Arha. And remember, in which year did he receive Padma Bhushan? He received Padma Bhushan in the year 1988. Next, in how many years once the elephant survey took place in India? I repeat, in how many years once the elephant survey took place in India? So 5 years. The tiger survey is usually held once in a 4 years, and elephant survey is held once in a 5 years. So you have to remember. Alright, direct question and easy. It is a static part. For 4 years, it is your tiger survey every 4 years, and in every 5 years, it is your elephant survey. Next question, which country will host 2022 Commonwealth Games? So here we are talking about the Commonwealth Games for the year 2022, and it will be hosted by which country? So remember, Birmingham, England will be hosting the Commonwealth Games for the year 2022. Apart from this, you have to remember Manpreet Kaur. Who is Manpreet Kaur? From which sport she is related to? Manpreet Kaur is related to shot put. She is from Haryana. Why we are talking about Manpreet Kaur? Because recently she has been qualified for the 2022 Commonwealth Games that will be taking place in Birmingham, England. Next, how many members of the Lok Sabha, that is the minimum number of members of Lok Sabha required, must support a motion of no confidence in the Indian government? So remember, a minimum of 50 members of Lok Sabha must support a motion of no confidence in the Indian government. Article 118th of the Indian Constitution permits both the House, that is your Rajya Sabha, as well as Lok Sabha of the Parliament to make its own rules for the functioning, and there is no mention of no confidence motion in the articles of Indian Constitution. So just remember Article 118 that either house, that is Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, can make their own rules for functioning. And if question is asked in the exam that what is the article related to no confidence motion, then remember there is no article, so answer will be none of the above in it. Alright, coming back, if we are talking about Article 75, what is Article 75 of the Indian Constitution? It specifies that the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the House of the People. Alright, I repeat, Article 75 states that Indian Constitution specifies that the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the House of the People. Next thing, in which house the no confidence motion is introduced? An important question. So remember, in the Lok Sabha house only, the no confidence motion is introduced. This is an important question that can be asked for you. So the correct option here is a minimum of 50 members are required to support a no confidence motion that is only passed in which house? It is only passed in Lok Sabha. Next, what is the rank of India in the world for total renewable power capacity additions in 2021 according to the Renewables Global Status Report 2022 published by the Global Renewable Energy Committee, that is REN 21. Coming back, what is the rank of India here? The rank of India is third in the total renewable power capacity additions in 2021 according to the Renewables Global Status Report. Apart from this, which is the state in India that achieved a target of 10 gigawatt of solar energy capacity? It was Rajasthan. Another thing, what amount of renewable energy was included into the total energy generated by India? So remember, a total of 10 gigawatt of solar energy, solar renewable energy was included into the total generation capacity of India. Coming back, what was the rank of India? India stood at third position. Also remember, this global status report is the 17th edition of the annual reports that has been recently released by Global Renewable Energy Committee, that is REN 2021. Then you have to remember India, as we saw here, India ranked third globally for the total installed wind power capacity that stood at 40.1 gigawatt, that is behind China, US, Germany and your. Alright, moving on. Name the small finance bank that was recently launched as a saving account for kids named Enjoy. I repeat, name the small finance bank that has recently launched a saving bank for the kids by the name Enjoy. So it is your Equitas Small Finance Bank that was recently launched a small saving account specifically for kids by the name Enjoy. Alright, then apart from this, tell me who launched Annum Azuthum scheme. Annum Azuthum scheme. This is a application basically to bridge learning gap. That is to connect the dots in the learning. This application was launched by whom? It was launched by Tamil Nadu government to bridge the learning gap. Next question. The 7-member committee will be headed by whom? But what 7-member committee are we talking about here? You should definitely know this question. This is an important one. SEBI, that is your Securities and Exchange Board of India, have recently formed a 7-member advisory committee to advise and assist on premises related matters. This 7-member committee that was formed by SEBI will be headed by whom? It will be headed by B.K. Katyalji. Alright, SEBI has formed a 7-member building advisory committee to advise and assist on premises related matters like planning, acquisition and furnishing. This 7-member committee will be headed by B.K. Katyal. He is the former Chief General Manager at the Reserve Bank of India. Alright, apart from this friends, if question asked to you, tell me India's biggest private hospital with 2400 beds will be opened in which location? It will be opened at Faridabad and the name is Amrita Hospital. Then friends, if I ask you, tell me a 3-day international literacy festival by the name Unmesh. This is a 3-day long international literary festival Unmesh. This was held in which state? It was held in Himachal Pradesh. Coming back, as per the Burgundy Private Huron India 500 special report that was released in June, Dash became the India's most valuable company with a value of 18.9 lakh crore, followed by Tata Consultancy Service, that is your TCS. So remember, as per the Burgundy Private Huron India 500 special report, Reliance Industries Limited became the India's most valuable company with a value of 18.9 lakh crore, that was followed by TCS, that is your Tata Consultancy Services. Then tell me, Industrial Decarbonization Summit was inaugurated by whom? Industrial Decarbonization Summit. For the year 2022, it was inaugurated by whom? Nitin Gadkari ji. Where was it held? It was held in New Delhi. Alright. Then also remember Maharashtra's first theatre festival. Maharashtra's first theatre festival. The theme of this first theatre festival was mental health. Tell me which city of Maharashtra will be hosting this first theatre festival on mental health. So it will be hosted by Pune. Next, the Antarctic Treaty was signed between Dash countries in Washington in December 1959. So if we are talking about the Antarctic Treaty, remember microplastics have been found recently, freshly fallen ice in Antarctica for the first time according to scientists. Then if we are talking about this Antarctic Treaty, that is the reason this question had to be asked, because microplastic which were earlier found in the blood of human has now been found in the freshly fallen ice in the Antarctica for the first time. And then question asked here is that the Antarctic Treaty was signed between how many countries? It was signed between 12 countries in Washington in December 1959. Alright, we know plastic, microplastic is basically a miniature, very small, tiny microplastics. And we know plastics are non-biodegradable that have a huge impact on the environment. So the correct option here becomes option 12. 12 countries. The 12 are Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, South Africa, USSR, UK and US. Moving on, in which city India's first government MLD desalinization plant for industrial use was inaugurated in June 2022? So remember, in Gujarat only, and that too in the Dahej. Option is not given here. Mark this, option 5. Dahej, Gujarat. In Dahej, Gujarat, India's first government MLD desalinization plant for industrial use was set up. What is this desalinization plant? We know in the sea, oceans, the water is salty. In order to remove that salt from water, that process is known as desalinization. Alright, this plant was set up in Dahej, Gujarat with a total outlay of 881.19 crore rupees. Alright, and its construction work was awarded to which company? It was awarded to a joint venture company of L&T and Tecton. That is your Larsen and Toubro and Tecton company was awarded the construction of this particular desalinization plant of Indian government, and it will be for the industrial use only. And where was this inaugurated? It was inaugurated in Dahej, Gujarat. Next, which of the following countries are recommended by the EU, that is your European Commission, for the European Union's candidate status? So remember, it is your Ukraine. As we know, the whole fight that is going on right now is about Ukraine joining the NATO, due to which Russia don't want them to join the NATO because of the security reasons. So recently, both Ukraine and Moldova, they are the candidates for the European Union's status. Next, name the personality who recently became the first Indian to be recognized as the Global Sustainable Development Goal Pioneer for the water stewardship by the United Nations Global Compact, that is your UNGC. So Ram Krishna, option is not given, mark here option 5. Ram Krishna Mukavli. Ram Krishna Mukavli became the personality, or you can say he became the first Indian to be recognized as the Global Sustainable Development Goal Pioneer for the water stewardship by the United Nations Global Compact. Alright, he is the founder and managing director of Maitri Aquatech, a Make in India company. So correct option here is Ram Krishna Mukavli ji. Next, who was recently appointed as the managing director and CEO of the Equitas Small Finance Bank for a period of 1 year? And we know about Equitas Small Finance Bank that they started a current saving account for children by the name Enjoy. So who has been appointed as the new MD and CEO for a period of 1 year? He is Vasudevan Pathangi Narasimhanji. Alright, Vasudevan Pathangi Narasimhanji. If we are talking about the headquarter of Equitas Small Finance Bank, where it is in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Next, Dash became the India's first city to get the steel slag rod. We have discussed this multiple times. It is your Gujarat, Surat. And if we are talking about the Global Center for Traditional Medicine, that will be set up with the help of WHO. It will be in Jamnagar. And where is Jamnagar? It is in Gujarat. Next, India's ace javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra set a new national record of throwing dash meters at the Paavo Nurmi Games that was held in Finland, and also he won the gold medal there. So he made a new national record of 89.3 meters. 89.3 meters. If we talk about Neeraj Chopra, he is also known by the name Golden Boy, and he is from which state? He is from Haryana. He is from Haryana. Next, National E-Vidhan application is a system for digitizing the legislative bodies of all Indian states and the parliament through a single platform. Dash is the first state to implement the National E-Vidhan application. First of all, you have to remember what is this NEVA, that is National E-Vidhan application. It is a system for digitizing the legislative bodies of all the Indian states and parliament. That means all the work will be now done digitally. Even the Delhi government has now recently announced that they will be shifting the transfer of paperwork that was earlier done manually through the proper hardcore papers only, but now it will be done digitally. That means if A department wants to send some data to the B department, then this data will be sent digitally through the secure mediums. Apart from this, if there will be any highly secure and important document, that will be sent offline. But now the basic informations required by one department for the other department can now be transferred easily digitally. So the correct option here for this particular question, the state to implement NAVE, that is your National E-Vidhan application, is your Nagaland. It became the first state to implement it. Also, the system has been developed to make all the work and data related to the legislative bodies available online for the use of both citizens and the member of assemblies. It will be including a website as well as a mobile application. Next, which of the following banks along with NPCI's information technology resource was declared as the critical information infrastructure by the Ministry of Electronics and IT, that is your information and technology. So remember, which is it? It is your which bank? The correct option is option 1, HDFC Bank as well as ICICI Bank, along with National Payment Corporation of India's IT technology resource were declared as the CII, that is your critical information infrastructure. And by which ministries were declared? It was Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology. Alright, so you have to remember this. Apart from this, remember CII, that is your critical information infrastructure, imply means any harm to this infrastructure can have an impact on national security, and any unauthorized person accessing these resources may be jailed for up to 10 years. Alright, moving on. Next is name the organization or ministry that recently partnered with ONDC, that is your Open Network for Digital Commerce, to activate e-commerce in the agriculture domain. Which is the responsible ministry for that? It is your NABARD, that is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Alright, under this, both the entities will host the NABARD ONDC Grand Hackathon. So a hackathon will also be organized by them, and this hackathon aims to establish market linkage for the players with market ready farmer producers organization, that is also known by the name FPOs. This is the first such initiative to introduce FPOs, that is your farmer producer organizations, to the tech world. Moving on, who recently became the first leftist president of Colombia? First leftist president of Colombia is Gustavo Petro. Gustavo Petro became the first leftist president of Colombia. Next, name the country that recently launched the first fully domestically built aircraft carrier named Fujian. This Fujian was launched, as the name suggests, it was launched by China and is the first fully developed or domestically developed aircraft carrier that was named Fujian. Highly important. Alright, also remember Fujian is the China's third aircraft carrier that is built by CSSC, that is your China State Shipbuilding Corporation Limited. Next, what is the theme of the World Refugee Day 2022 that was observed across the globe by the United Nations on 20th of June 2022? So remember, the theme of the World Refugee Day that we observed on 20th of June is the right to seek safety. The theme is right to seek safety for the World Refugee Day that is observed across the globe by UN on 20th of June. Then remember, the first ever World Refugee Day was observed on 20th of June in the year 2001. Next, which country construct a planetarium for exploration of the universe at the roof of the world? That is China. So China is to construct a planetarium for exploration of the universe at the roof of the world. This planetarium is scheduled to be completed by the year 2024 and is expected to receive more than 1 lakh visitors annually. Next, if we are talking about the world's longest glass bottom bridge, where is it located? Vietnam. What is the name? It is White Dragon. Alright, next. Which country recently signed MOU with NPCI, that is your National Payment Corporation of India International Payments Limited, to accept the UPI and RuPay cards? Which is the country? Highly important. As I've discussed this news in the last video, so do check it out. That is an important one. So coming back, you have to tell me which country recently signed this MOU with NPCI International Payment Limited to accept the UPI and RuPay cards. That is the UPI payment, that is the payment system of India. So remember, France became the country to sign an MOU with NPCI Payments Limited to accept the UPI payments and RuPay cards from India. So it is your France, an important question that you have to remember. Next is, which organization developed the Advanced Light Helicopter Mark III aircraft? So which organization developed this? This was developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Remember, recently the Indian Coast Guards introduced the first made in India Advanced Light Helicopter Mark III, that is an indigenous aircraft. And where was this displayed or made? It was made in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Now the question asked here is that which organization developed this Advanced Light Helicopter Mark III? It was developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Alright, next. One more thing before moving on. If we were talking about this UPI transaction, no, you have to understand that India is emerging one of the largest economies where we are seeing a high electronic transfer of funds. We are seeing a large online payments in the world, that is the highest online payments all around the world. In May 2022, UPI processed about 6 billion transactions that was worth around $134.3 billion worth, that is roughly around 10.4 lakh crore. So this is the amount of transaction we are seeing in India, and that is one of the highest ever recorded all around the world. Next, which recently became India's 74th Grandmaster. So we are talking about 74th Grandmaster during the 9th Catholic Chess Festival in Italy. So Rahul Srivastav P became the 74th Grandmaster of India. Next, what are the basic reasons to become a Grandmaster? So you have to understand that a player must secure 3 Grandmaster norms and cross the live rating of 2500 ELO points. Vishwanath Anand became the first Grandmaster of India in which year? In 1988. Next, England batter Joe Root completed 10,191 Test cricket runs and surpassed former Indian batter Sunil Gavaskar's record of 10,122 runs. If we are talking about Joe Root, he is from which country? England. He plays for which sport? He is playing cricket. So basically remember these two terms also. Next, name the state that recently became India's first state to launch Balika Panchayat, that is your girl panchayat. Highly important question. I want you all to take a note of this question. This is very important. You have to name the state that became the first state to launch Balika Panchayat or Girl Panchayat. This was launched by which state? It was launched by Gujarat. Highly important. Alright, this is to promote social and political development of girl children and to eliminate child marriage, dowry system from the society. Alright. Also remember, question can ask that in such a way that this Balika Panchayat was launched under what program? So this was launched under Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign. Next, as per the World Gold Council, Gold Refining and Recycling report was released in June 2022 by the World Gold Council. India secured what position? India secured 4th position in the global gold recycling in 2021, while global gold recycling. Why? China topped the global gold recycling. So India was ranked 4th and China 4th. One more thing I forgot to tell you about in this question, that recently the first ever elections of this Balika Panchayat or the Girl Panchayat were held in the Kuch district of Gujarat. In that too, which village? In the Kunaria village of Kutch district. And you have to remember Urmi Ahir. Urmi Ahir, she was 20 years of old and she has been named as the Sarpanch of the Balika Panchayat that was started in Kuch district of Gujarat. Next, the Reserve Bank of India has recently extended the deadline from 1st of July to dash for the implementation of the new card rules. So RBI extended the deadline from 1st of July to 1st of October to implement the certain provisions on the card rules that were told by RBI. This extension will provide more time to card issuers to implement the following three provisions at part with RBI's new regulatory guidance. Alright, they are the things that has to be implemented by now 1st of October 2022. Next, which small finance bank recently launched their digital saving account, that is Frio Seva? This Frio Seva app is 100% digital with seamless UPI integration, which offers quick access to credit and shopping by providing up to 7% interest on customer savings for balance above 5 lakh to 2 crore rupees. Also, this Frio Seva app is available in multiple Indian languages including English, Hindi and Tamil. Now coming back, this Frio has been launched by FrioSave has been launched by whom? It was launched by Equita Small Finance Bank. Highly important. Next, who was recently appointed as the India's first permanent representative to the United Nations in New York? So Ruchira Kamboj. Ruchira Kamboj, a senior Indian diplomat, currently Indian ambassador to Bhutan, has been appointed as the next permanent representative of India to the United Nations at New York. So currently Ruchira Kamboj is the Indian ambassador to Bhutan. And remember, Ruchira Kamboj is the first female ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Bhutan. Highly important. Remember this term also. That who was the first female ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Bhutan? It is Ruchira Kamboj. If we talk about United Nations, when was it established? It was established in 1945. How many members are there? 193 members are there. Where is the headquarters? It is in New York, United States of America. Name the country that recently launched its first indigenously built space rocket, Nuri. Who built Nuri? It was built by South Korea. Nuri, highly important. Alright, also remember, with this launch of Nuri, South Korea became the 10th nation to place a satellite into space with its own technology. Next, who recently won the gold medal by winning the javelin throw event 86.69 meters at the Corten Games 2022 that was held in Finland, and we have discussed this question. He also made a national record also in Finland, and the winner of this gold medal is Neeraj Chopra. Next, the first International Day for Countering Hate Speech 2022 was observed across the globe by the United Nations on 18th of June 2022. So the first International Day for Countering Hate Speech was observed by UN on 18th of June 2022. This International Day of Countering Hate Speech is an initiative that builds on UN strategy and plan of action on hate speech launched on 18th of June 2019. Next, who authored the book The Magicians of Mazda? Who authored it? It was authored by Arvind Adiga. Oh, sorry, I repeat, this is not the correct option. Option is Ashwin Shangi has authored this book, The Magicians of Magda. This is a 492 pages book of thrilling adventure that bases its way through America, Iran, Afghanistan and Kashmir. And the author is Ashwin Shangi. Next is, which airport recently became India's first airport to run on hydro and solar power for its consumption needs? I repeat, which is the first airport, and this is an important, you have to remember, that is running on hydro as well as solar power for their consumption needs? It is your Indira Gandhi International Airport. Highly important question. This reduces energy emissions by 2 lakh tons of carbon dioxide per year, which would satisfy the airport's goal to achieve the net zero carbon emissions airport by the year 2030. Highly important. Alright, next. As per the new surrogacy rules of 2022 that were issued by the government, couples opting for surrogacy to buy 3-year health insurance for surrogate mothers. I repeat, as per the new surrogacy rules that was issued by the government of India for the benefit of the surrogate mothers, a couple has to buy 3 years health insurance for the surrogate mothers. Alright, also according to the new surrogacy rules, this insurance plan should be availed from any insurance company or an agent recognized by the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, that is your IRDAI. So 3 years of mandatory health insurance for the surrogate mothers. Next, which bank recently launched an online saving bank account opening facility using a video based customer identification process, that is your VCIP? It was your Karnataka bank. It was also named as the best MSME bank also. Alright, then saving accounts for children was also launched by the name Enjoy, by whom? Equitas Small Finance Bank. If we are talking about Karnataka Bank, it was established in 1924. Who is the MD and CEO? Mahabaleshwara. MS is the current MD and CEO of Karnataka Bank. It was established in 1924, and where is the headquarter? It is in Bangalore, Karnataka. So friends, this was our session. I hope you have enjoyed our session and you have gained multiple information from this particular session. If you want us to continue with such session, all you have to do is comment below. The value of your comments are very high. So if you want us, or if you want me to continue with such informative weekly session, all you have to do is comment below and let me know about it. Apart from this friends, you can also watch our videos on topics such as national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense, by just typing in the YouTube search bar the name of the topic. Say for example, national affairs by Vikas Rana, sports by Vikas Rana, international affairs by Vikas Rana. This process will help you to get the latest informative videos, latest topic wise videos on the YouTube that were uploaded on our channel. Apart from this, we also do weekly. We just saw that we are doing weekly and the monthly videos, which are one of the most important videos, the most important compiled videos of the particular month. So that's all for the day friends. Thank you and have a nice day. That's all for the day friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.